Love talking with you guys.
A pleasure, a pleasure. Tell us what you're expecting to transpire in the Democratic primary in Detroit this Wednesday.
Well, in the second day, Biden is surrounded by Harris and Booker. I heard you just talking about that. It's quite an uncomfortable dynamic there. But Biden is ready and loaded for bear. He will be aggressive. He will point out, for Pete's sakes, we were in the peak of the crack epidemic and the murder spree when he passed that crime bill. And as far as Harris, that Booker's so upset about, and he's come out with a new proposal. No one is more equipped and ready for a criminal justice reform package than the guy who was chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee. And as far as Harris is concerned, Biden said, I was ready for the attack, but not the way she did it. Her viciousness has become a negative, and people are recognizing that. That is why African Americans are still swarming for Biden, and he's got almost a tripling of the lead over anybody else in terms of support from African Americans. And so it's a very interesting dynamic. Biden must perform, though, Maajid. If he comes across strong, there will be no questions about has he lost a little step and in this and that. We're all a little concerned that he showed that he did not put on a good debate performance, much as Mueller didn't put on a good performance in terms of.
So he was caught slightly off guard, though, wasn't he, Robert? I mean, he was caught slightly off guard. Joe Biden wasn't prepared. He wasn't expecting Senator Harris to come at him the way she did.
The mistake he made was that Harris is a close family friend of what was very tight, and they're showing the pictures of Harris with Biden's son Beau. And so Biden did not, and Biden did go out and endorse and nominate Harris at her own convention, the California convention. So there was a history of friendship there. Biden didn't expect the viciousness, and he was.
But he said this time he's not going to be as polite this time.
He
said he's not going to be as polite this time.
He's not going to be as polite. I think that's a fair statement. He will go after Cory Booker's record. Cory was very much corporate money in Newark and took every penny he could from all the bad guys, and it was so he could benefit his city. So Biden can go after that. And with Harris, there are questions about the people that she chose not to prosecute. He can go after some of that stuff. We'll see how much of it he does, because he better bounce back to his vision and the fact that he's equipped from his history and his record and his contacts to help the country and to have restore America's place in the world instead of the embarrassment that it's in now, and immediately pivot to the Trump attacks, the horrific the sick game plan that Trump has in Senator Christopher Van Hollen's words today of Trump attacking everybody, most recently African-American icon and hero Elijah Cummings. So they better be ready, and Biden better be ready to take the thing to Trump and pivot away from the attacks that will come his way from Democratic potential contenders.
Well, while I've got you, Robert, Mr. Trump's attacks on what are known as colloquially as the squad in the Democratic Party, I believe are designed to force the public face of the Democratic Party to be associated with its furthest left-wing element, thereby losing middle America from fear. Is that working as a strategy, and is the Democratic Party falling for it?
It backfired horribly in the congressional elections that were just held, where the Democrats picked up 60 seats and now have a huge majority in the congressional in the House of Representatives, and now 40 is the margin. It was a backfiring strategy because the issue there was not Trump, and that is still the issue. And so when you show that Biden is 10 ahead in the polls now, that's not a margin of error situation like it was with Hillary. It's a 10-point victory right now, and Biden has bounced back. So Trump is trying to go on the attack and dissing and squandering everybody and going after four people that are the most progressive wing of the Democratic Party and claiming that is the Democratic Party. Well, it's not, actually. It really backfired on Harris, for example, when she said she was going to get rid of all private health insurance. People like their health insurances. They just want to expand it and make sure everybody else gets it too, and make sure that it's cheaper. So that kind of thing doesn't work. And healthcare, which was the number one issue, other than not Trump, needs being fixed but not broken.
All right, Robert Weiner, former spokesman for the Clinton and Bush White Houses in Washington, now national Democratic strategist.